publish news that is objective, fair, and entertaining. As one of the top websites in the United States, it's our duty to bring the absolute best to our readers. Readers like you. IJReview.com, your number one source for news and entertainment.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis from the Daily Caller, and you are listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Hi, I'm Dustin Hoyt with America Our Way, and you can hear me right here on Vigilant Liberty Radio at 10/9 Central on Thursday nights. We bring you the best in political commentary from the right-wing, conservative, libertarian perspectives coming together and bringing the best content on the internet. Be sure to tune in every week for your favorite shows. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Kevin Jackson of the Black Spreaker Radio Show. Listen to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
What's going on in your head? I think your brain is gone dead.
At Independent Journal Review, we publish news that is objective, fair, and entertaining. As one of the top websites in the United States, it's our duty to bring the absolute best to our readers. Readers like you. IJReview.com, your number one source for news and entertainment.
Hey, welcome back to the show. This is the Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum. By the way, if you'd like to call in for this half hour, please do. The number is 412-567-6879. If you're listening on the podcast and you would like to comment on something or interact with us at the show, do so via our Twitter site, which is @TheRightMics, and we will address whatever kind of questions or comments you've got. We love that kind of interaction. So, Miller, did you talk at all? Obviously, I missed the first part of the first segment. What's going on in Washington, D.C. right now has just about got me to the point that I'm trying to find myself a gas oven to go a little Sylvia Plath. Did you talk about what happened last night at all so far?
No, I did not. And I thought you and I might do that because it's even more ridiculous, what happened last night than what happened earlier in the day. I mean, everybody's pissed off at everyone else. And it's just unbelievable.
So here's my question then. Given the bill that was just passed, explain to me how that is any different than it's ever been. Can you do that?
I can't because it isn't. Which prominent Democrat was it that said, Boehner basically gave us everything we want? I mean, dude, it's like the Twilight Zone there right now. I mean, you've got Pelosi pleading with Democrats to vote against the bill, against Obama. What did she say? I don't know what the hell is the matter at the White House. I mean, that's not the way she said it, but that's what she said. You have conservatives extremely pissed off at Boehner. I mean, just look at that dynamic right there. You get the guys on the far right, if you will, pissed off at Boehner, closer to the center, and then you got Pelosi. I don't know where the hell. She's on Planet Pelosi most of the time anyway, but pissed off at the White House. So it's just no wonder. I mean, no freaking wonder people cannot stand government in D.C.
Oh, yeah. It honestly makes me want to punt. I mean, it's funny. I was on another radio show early this morning, even before the Miller one, doing a little bit of a guest thing. And I came up with this analogy. If I could put you in a room and move time back to 2009, right? And I handed you this 1,600-page Cromnibus bill. And so this is before the Republicans took over the House.
Right.
And I handed you the bill, 1,600 pages, and I said, okay, man, you tell me who's responsible for generating this, and what do you think? You'd say, number one, Nancy Pelosi, obviously 4 years from now, is still the Speaker of the House. Number two, the Republicans have no ability to get anything done. And number three, you'd say, this right here, this bill, this is the justification for giving the Republicans control of the House of Representatives, because this kind of nonsense. And then I would, take the blindfold off and say, actually, no, Republicans have been in charge for 4 years. This is a Republican-written, Republican-led bill, and you would immediately blow your head off.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, you and I said yesterday. Listen, we both know. I mean, everyone who follows politics knows that if Boehner had come out with a Republican bill, it would have been defeated in Harry Reid's Senate. I mean, everyone knows that. But so what? We have a new Congress in January. As we said yesterday very clearly, Boehner should have delivered a message. There's a new sheriff in town. Here's a shot across your bow, because this is what's happening next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the way to do that. The Senate passed, a 2-day continuing resolution to give them times to gather around the campfire in this thing, right?
Right.
So here's the thing, is that Boehner sends up two documents. The first document is one sentence long, and it's got, every single Republican's signature basically underneath it that says, continuing resolution, current government spending will continue from December 12th, 2014 through January 20th, 2015. That's one sentence. And then to say, alternative, here is our new proposal. And actually have a conservative principle, the kind of thing that the Americans voted for in November, attached to it, and say, these are your choices. You can fund the thing as it is until the new sheriffs come in town, or you can sign this one that they're going to vote in anyway right now. There's your choices. And then to begin to negotiate from there. Then to begin to have that fight. I don't understand. I mean, that would have been I think this was exactly the words that came out of my mouth the other day. With the state houses the way they are, with the governor's mansions the way they are, with the House the way it is, with the way the Senate is going to be, under what circumstances would we be better positioned as conservatives to start a fight?
Bingo. Listen, I said, and I'm sure others did as well, that the shellacking, the ass-kicking, whatever you want to call it, that the Democrats received in the midterms, the Democrats lost. The Republicans did not win, and there is a marked difference between those two events. Translated into, we're sick and tired of the Democrats, same old, big government, big budget, out-of-control spending. And I also said, as have others, the Republicans from this day forward, from the day after the midterm election results, have a couple of years to prove why next time they should win versus the Democrats losing. Boehner's not starting that off on a very strong footing, man.
Oh, okay, that right there is the understatement of the month. I don't... It's incredibly infuriating. Now, I haven't seen, I've pulled up a couple of stories about this, doing some prep this morning. It was an article in National Review. A Republican of Indiana is accusing the House leadership of reneging on a deal to get him to support a procedural vote. And, so this guy's just coming out and saying, hey, I can't believe I supported this rule because I was informed by the leadership that the Cromnibus was dead and a short-term continuing resolution would take its place. So this guy is, explaining why he supported the thing and feels like, that he got bait and switched on it. But I don't even understand why that was needed in the first place, man.
I don't either.
Why not at least try?
But this is listen, this is Boehner's MO. This guy Who said it first? Shoot. Walk softly and carry a big stick, or walk softly and carry a big stick. Roosevelt, yeah. Teddy Roosevelt, I think.
Yeah, you remember when he was elected, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I voted for him. But,
Sorry.
Well, Boehner, he comes out like Barney Fife, whatever. I mean, it's what he's done ever since he's been speaker. He comes out like Barney Fife about whatever issue he's talking about. He talks tough about the president. Stop short of calling him names, but he puffs his chest out in the whole bit. And then at the end of the day, every single time he folds up like a cheap tent. And then you see pictures of him. I don't know where I saw this one this morning, maybe Drudge or Weasel Zippers. It's like he's, wearing myself out. Like Boehner wants to just fall all over Obama. He's got his arm around him, his arm on his other hand on his arm. And it's like he's going to lean in for a kiss. I mean, it's just incomprehensible to me that this guy got reelected as speaker. First of all,
yeah. What it does to me is it honestly, Mike. It just honestly makes me feel like I need to throw up my hands. I mean, I one of the biggest posts of the year is the one that I did, that map and the analysis of the election results, and it's a red tidal wave, and America has spoken out clearly about its desire for conservatism, and on and on and on and on and on. And, this is going to be great. And finally, the Trey Gowdies of the world are going to have an influence. Well, you can see Gowdy's name is on that list. He voted against this thing, but he's absolutely overturned by a tide of rhino, spineless, Democrat light nonsense. And it's stunningly upsetting to me.
And again, it's the simple, but the question is why? Like, what is going through the minds of the moderate whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the hell they are, rhinos, moderates, whatever. What the hell are they thinking about?
No, they had to voice conservative principles and anti-Obama and anti-spending and anti-Nancy Pelosi and on and on and on. I mean, they had to voice all of those things in order to get the job re-up that they just received, right? I mean, every single House member.
Sure. Yeah, that's politics, right?
So they had to go through all that stuff. And then the first opportunity they had, I don't get it, man.
Do you know what I think? Here's one element, and certainly there are many more things at play here. I think John Boehner and his circle are scared to death of the media. I think that the fear they have of the power of the media. I think you can throw in a bit of them remembering who was blamed for the last pretend government shutdown. It wasn't a government shutdown at all. It was a partial shutdown, maybe. But I think there's an element of that there. I think that they are afraid of the power of the media.
You know what? You could be right. It could be the power of the media. Do they not want to have a government shutdown noose around their neck because we've never had one of those before? No. Wait. Sorry. That we have. In fact, we've had 17 of them since 1978.
Right, and as you and I talked the other day, I mean, other than the last one, not the last two, the last one, you and I didn't remember because they were mostly a non-issue.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and this is what I think it really comes down to. I'm out in my district in Iowa or Southern California or Indiana or Florida or wherever I am, and I'm standing there and I'm, my consultants and everybody told me all the things that I needed to say and do, and I'm pivoting against my opponent. I'm pivoting against the president whose numbers are low and all that. But then I get to Washington. And then in Georgetown, there's a cocktail soiree that's happening. And I want to have good interactions with all of the congressional staff people. There's a massive bureaucracy that has a certain agenda that's moving forward. I want to get invited to that party. I want to be at a rooftop grill, steak grill. I want to walk into the Ebbitt's bar and have everybody warmly welcome me. And I get cocooned in that. And Boehner comes over and leans forward and says, "Look, man, we got to do this.